We are in the field house here at the University of West Florida. Coach Melissa Wolter, UWF Volleyball Coach, is joining us. Great to be back in this building. People are going to notice a few different things this year. We're going to talk all about those kind of things on the volleyball season preview. One of those is actually the building. There are bleachers on this side over here near us. Again,
Awesome.
it's been a process over the summer.
Yeah.
You guys have had to, I know, move around and do things in some different places. How have you weathered it?
We've done our best. I think it's like anything. I always say that if I have to do remodeling in my house ever in my lifetime, I think I might lose my mind. But it's been, just really awesome to see this come together one piece at a time. And I feel like everybody around here has had to be flexible, and I think that's what winners do. So we've anxiously awaited the day to get back in here, and we're back. So we're super excited to get things going this weekend.
You guys have been in here for a little while, getting ready for the season and getting things going. As always, expectations are high. And I know you like having the bar set there, and that goal is let's win some championships and let's see what we can do and hopefully bring a national title here.
That would be amazing, but let's focus on wheeling on Thursday night. I think that's where our main focus is right now. And obviously just continuing to train and get the kinks out and kind of figure out, who's going to do what for us in which capacity, but certainly lots of options.
And I know, it's always difficult when you come into a season, you talk about what you don't have and what has moved on. And we always like to focus on what's here and who's going to do what. But there's a big hole, even though the person that I'm talking about is still here. She won't be on the court for you. You've got Taylor Van Akron, who's now your assistant coach. And so for years now, I'm thinking back, as long as I've kind of been around and, come back to UWF, Taylor was the setter and she was there and she was kind of that rock. You'll be missing her, but she's there with you now.
Yeah, it's been really fun to transition her from player to coach and, kind of seeing things through her eyes, but teaching her the game from the sidelines and how to be the brains of the operation, but then also how to manage people. And she's a natural leader. And so that part's been really fun. It's just, trying to work our way into how we manage the team together. But she's had some really brilliant ideas already. And, I think to her, this is another great challenge. So yeah, our team's looking to her in a different way, but it's been a really natural transition.
You obviously probably can't fill the void she leaves, but you do have people that need to step into that role. And so kind of how do you do that as a coach, and what do you have that will kind of, replace Taylor?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, when you have a player that's played for you for that many years and, was kind of captaining and quarterbacking our team, you're not going to replace that with one player. So we just really don't even talk about it. We just talk about advancing our current leadership. And we've got 3 captains, and they've done a really good job and just, again, trying to evolve and be a better version of themselves today than they were yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I'm anxious to kind of see what we roll out. It might be 6-2, might be 5-1, but we have 3 viable options in the setter position, and I feel like we've got a lot of ammunition. So excited to take the floor on Thursday.
Let's talk about what you have coming back, experience from last year, and also with the transfer portal now. When you bring in players, they often have great experience in addition to bringing in the high school kids that have to kind of learn the ropes a little bit. Who are you leaning on? From that standpoint on the court to be your eyes and ears and kind of be your veteran leadership?
Yeah, so I mean, we hit the transfer portal in January, and we picked up 4 players, and some had Division I experience, some had Division II, and then junior college. But really, I mean, kind of a late pickup for us was Bailey Sterling, and so she came from Nebraska Kearney and had a fantastic career there. They made it to the national final 2 years ago, so she's got a lot of postseason experience, so that's been good. Demaya Joyner ripped us up at regionals last year when she was playing for Akron, so that was a great pickup on our side. And Annie Monaco, she's just a really steady Eddie outside for us. And so she's been really important. And then Yamaris came in. She was actually our latest signee. So she's kind of eyeing for that DS Libero position. But yeah, I mean, I think between those guys in general, never mind like the fantastic freshman class that we have, it's just exciting. This is some of the deepest we've ever been by position. Some epic, just like knockdown, drag out brawls in practice in a good way.
Which is great.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Like we just had our player meetings in the last 2 weeks, and just the goals these guys are setting individually, but still the team buy-in ultimately has to be where you are as a group. But yeah, we've got a really nice mix of upperclassmen. That junior class is huge, and they had to kind of learn things baptism by fire last year, but we're stronger because of it. But yeah, really talented young players, and then the trickle in those transfers. Ask me what lineup we're going to run tomorrow. Thursday, I still don't know. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
whatever the spirit moves you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
At the
we'll see.
moment.
We'll see.
What about your returners? And you mentioned some of that junior class
Yep.
that were here last year, that played for you, that bring, the program knowledge, and maybe,
Right.
help bring in those transfers and freshmen. But also, and what I'm hearing from you is the competition,
Oh, yeah.
to fight for position, to fight for playing time is only going to make your program better.
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, obviously, to have a returning libero is huge. And so Meg Bracken has done a great job. She was named one of our captains. Stephanie Barber is really stepping up her game. Best level of volleyball I've seen out of her since the time at least she's been here. And she's obviously a senior. And then Jackie Martin, I mean, she played kind of a part-time role, but she won us a ton of matches last year. So, I mean, certainly those guys, plus Avery Rogers, I mean, she's a force to be reckoned with. And, I could go down the list. But yeah, I mean, those guys having court experience in our conference in this region is going to be critical to our success out of the gate.
When you talk to the newcomers, whether portal or freshmen, I mean, obviously part of the conversation, it's a great conversation to have, is, hey, we put together a nice run of conference championships, and the bullseye is on your back, and other teams in the GSC and from around the country want to beat the Argonauts of the University of West Florida.
Right.
Always appreciate that, Coach Wolter, you challenge your team early. You play some tough competition early in the season, all geared towards the end of the season and the payoff.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you that this incoming freshman class, that was a big sell for us, was that, we're going to take this program to the next level with your help. And I think some of when COVID hit and some of the recruiting opportunities that we had where Division I couldn't get out and recruit at that time block allowed us to land some elite level players in that freshman class. I mean, Gabby Moulton, she is outstanding. She's going to do a phenomenal job for us this year, helping out in the setter position. And Caden Large, and I could just go down the list. Like, there is really a lot of talent in this gym. But I think what I love about this group is they're not just happy to be here. That is something you fear as a coach when you're bringing in, really talented freshmen, is that they're just going to be happy to be here. But that is not this group whatsoever. So I think, sights are set really high, but I think the focus of this team has been so good so far to take it one day at a time, one practice at a time, one match at a time, and then see where it leads us in the end.
You start them off, you mentioned Wheeling, coming in, you have that nice, kind of at home, get the season rolling before you get off and play some other, places and other tournaments and tough competition. And then the GSC, kind of the schedule, it's not the same year in and year out, but I know you like to kind of structure it similarly.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be one of those years where we get those 2 home tournaments. We go out to Colorado, get really tested by national powerhouses next week. And then we go straight into conference. But we've got a lot of veteran coaches now, coaches that are got a 1 or 2 or 3 years underneath their belt. And I expect stiff competition in our conference again this year. And, we're that much older and that much, more educated with how things work in our conference, and especially, the home stints, the away stints. But yeah, halfway through we get that crossover again. And, but we have stressed with our girls. They've been really good at understanding, like, let's not look too far ahead. That's for us as coaches. You can't let them be the player, we be the coach. So
let's hear from some of those players. You've put in work over the summer, you've put in the preseason, kind of, how are things at this point? Are we ready to play? And what do you kind of expect from the beginning of the season?
I think everyone's super excited just to get started. Like, we've been here, we've been training for weeks now, so we're just excited to get things rolling and get competing other people that aren't us.
I think we're expecting a lot of success, obviously. That's how our program and our standards roll. But I think we really want to take it moment by moment and game by game and just survive and advance every moment that we can.
We are extremely excited for Thursday. We always get excited to compete against each other, but it's completely different when you get to play an opponent. And I think Wheeling is going to give us some challenges, and we're just super excited to see what we've been working on and put it all to the test.
What does this team do really well, whether it's on the court or off the court?
Compete. I think every practice, everyone goes hand in hand competing. The depth in our roster is impeccable, and I think that if we just use all that talent we can get and make each starter better as it goes, we're going to succeed.
I think we just have a lot of depth. We do have kind of a younger team. We do have a lot of freshmen coming in, but the depth and talent is ridiculous this year. I think it'll be really nice to have all those people off the bench just ready to play at any time.
How does the team bonding and the team building that you guys do pay off on the court? Because I know you guys do a lot of it off the court.
Yes, we do a lot of team bonding off the court, and it definitely helps just knowing that on the court we have each other's backs. If a ball is shanked or thrown somewhere, we know that I want to go get that ball because my teammate is right there behind me to save it. And so just being able to have each other's back in the game, that starts from the team bonding outside the gym. But I think we all love each other. We love being around each other, so that just naturally helps in itself.
Well, Coach, good luck as the season starts off. And I always like to ask, and you've already told us earlier, you know, it's one game, it's Wheeling first and whatever.
Right.
But when you kind of get the team together and set your goals out for the year, you know, what are the bigger picture goals?
You know, I think this group is just, they're ready to find new heights and, you know, not let themselves look past the goals that we've achieved in the past, but also dream big. I think that's a philosophy I preached at camps all summer long to these youngsters, but I don't think I have to preach it to this group. So they're excited, and, you know, it's just they want to live for another day, to play for another day. So a lot of those things are just ideas that they've kicked around. And but yeah, there's a lot of respect, a lot of love in this group, a lot of competitiveness. So excited to see where we go.
And the atmosphere in here, fantastic.
Yeah.
Can't wait, you know, for Packet Pink and all the other matches, but also, you know, getting to see the other student athletes to come and support your program, and
100%.
the atmosphere in here. When it's rocking, there's no better place to be. We can't wait. Starts August 31st, and then, you know, we'll have the field house going again. Coach, good luck to you this season.
Awesome.
And as always, go Argos.